What's the deal with... There's Chrome in Fortnite now? What is this?
What? Why do?
Is the T
Yeah, give me the T, Mike. Give me the T.
Robert
Robert Pattinson?
I don't remember his last name anymore.
Oh, Robert Pattinson.
What was the name? What was the model of Terminator robot in the second one?
Oh, T-1000.
It actually, I think, is right.
Yeah.
I thought the T-1000 was Schwarzenegger's in the first one.
No, the T-866 or something, right?
Okay.
You're talking about 2 or 1?
I'm talking about them both now, but I want the liquid guy. I want to know the name of the liquid guy's model number. And then
I think is T-1000.
Yeah.
Robert Patrick.
Yes.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we bring it up because it's probably the greatest action movie of all time. Weren't you
Terminator
asking if John
2?
Wick was like? Yes, 100%. It's probably number 1, if not number 2. I'd put Predator, Terminator 2
above John Wick.
Yes, 100%.
All right. I need the panel to weigh in here. Where we Dom, greatest action movie for you?
T-800 is Arnold.
Okay.
I thought he had more numbers at the end, but T2 is a phenomenal film.
It's like the benchmark of like action movies.
I imagine that if I watched it now, it would probably be dated.
I don't think it is
because it came out in '92.
Yep.
Guys, every single time you compliment Terminator 2 like that, James Cameron makes another Avatar movie.
I know.
Listen, at this point, where you thought we were gonna have,
they're in.
That's why.
You thought we were gonna have.
That's why
fucking...
Mike didn't want to go to Animal Kingdom. He doesn't want to give James Cameron any more money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give him any more money. He's got an inflated ego as it is.
No, Mike doesn't like the Bugs Life ride where the ants run under your butt. He doesn't like that one.
I would even put Aliens in top tier action movies, even though it's like sci-fi horror.
Is Aliens Part 2? Is that the second movie?
Aliens is 2.
Yeah.
And that's what they call it as well.
That is also
director as D2.
that was also a great way of doing a sequel naming, and I don't know that other franchises. I mean, they ruined it with 3 because it's Alien, Aliens, Alien 3.
Well, how are you supposed to do Aliens?
No, but I mean, they went back. They went Alien, Aliens, Alien 3.
Yeah.
Pop quiz.
Oh, it should have been Aliens 3. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Who directed Aliens 3? Scott, fucking Ridley Scott.
Nope.
I do
know
was
this.
It Whedon?
It's David Fincher.
Okay.
That's right.
Wait, so they're all different directors? Isn't it Ridley Scott and then Michael fucking Bay? Not Michael Bay, the other guy.
No, Ridley
James
Scott.
Avatar. James.
James Avatar. I love it. Yeah, Ridley Scott.
Right.
Avatar.
It is James Cameron, though, right? The next.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Slim James. Is that what he says in the movie? What does he say? What does he call it? What does he call a Slim Jim? A British Slim Jim?
I think he calls it
Slim James.
Wait.
Slim James.
Who directed True Lies? Was that James Cameron too?
I don't know.
The video game? Telling Lies? Wait, so Dom, you think? And I mean, everyone's opinion is their opinion here.
Oh no, it's Alien 3. Yeah, that's what I said. Alien 3.
Yeah, you said Alien 3. You think Alien? You think T2 is the best action film?
I would hate to say that. I don't think
like off the top of my head, I would say T2, Predators. Predator 1, T2, and probably Aliens. Am I like those? And there's probably another one I'm forgetting.
Because
those
I'm an alien.
Those come like right to the top.
Predator's up there.
Mike, weigh in here.
It's also tough because Predator is like more. I feel like Predator is more of a thriller than it is an action movie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Aliens is too. I mean, though Aliens has a lot of action, but
have any of you watched?
Yeah, more than Alien.
Have any of you watched Prey yet? Isn't that a Predator movie?
Yes.
Is it good?
That was really
That's good. Yeah, it's really good.
Is it like a?
It's a quick watch. So.
Is it? It's part of that universe. Is it like supposed to be sequentially before or after any of that stuff, or is it just like it's a new story?
They tie stuff together.
But it's like a separate story.
It's like a prequel, isn't it? Just because of the time.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't watch it, but like it.
Is it like the first time an alien comes? I think I can't remember if it's like the. No, wait, because. I'm trying to think. Oh wait, it might be the first Alien. And
I mean, as far as we know, it's the first Predator.
As far as we
come
know,
to
yeah.
Earth. Yeah.
Is Alien versus Predator a canonical movie in those universes?
I don't think so. Are they?
It is.
So.
AVP. I remember that in marketing. Mike, weigh
I would
in
never
here.
watch those movies because they rated them PG-13. I'm like, what?
Oh, here
Like,
we go. Todd and his ratings. Todd and his fucking ratings. He won't watch a movie because it's rated PG-13, but he'll play fucking Peppa Pig for achievements. This fucking scoundrel.
Liam's gonna be mad if you keep
Scraping the bottom of the barrel. Scraping the bottom of the barrel looking for those numbers. Mike, weigh in here. Best action movie, in your opinion.
So, no, before I get to action movie, I just want to go
talk
back
about
to
Peppa Pig.
I'm gonna talk about Peppa Pig, but also the naming movies thing, because they also screwed it up with Now You See Me. They could have done Now You See Me 2 TOO. They were like Now You See Me number 2. There you go.
They're doing Now You See Me 3, right?
Yeah, they're doing that. They have a director now. I forget who it was. I was gonna send it.
Actually, they could have said they could have said Now You See Me Again.
Or Now You Don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they can't make a sequel.
Who's the next one? Do we know?
Shit.
Is it all the same cast?
Hold on, I gotta add 2 more movies to this list.
I don't know if
Die Hard.
Because
Die Hard's gonna be up there, and fucking would we consider Gladiator an action movie? Because I feel like that's up there too. But I don't know if you can really consider that an action movie. I don't think so. No, right?
I think I would. Yeah, I don't know that I can consider it an action movie.
What would you consider it? Like a drama?
Yeah,
like a period piece drama.
Period piece, kind of. Yeah, I think more on that.
Do superhero movies get a thing of their own?
I feel like you have to.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
group them together.
I mean, I don't know.
Because
Terminator is kind of a fucking superhero movie, I would argue.
Science fiction.
Yeah. Not like superhero fucking in terms of MCU, but yeah, it's a lot of CGI. I would imagine.
Terminator 2 had
Is Black Widow a superhero movie?
No, it's just a bad movie.
Well, I was gonna say if Black Widow's a superhero movie, then isn't John Wick also a superhero movie?
Well, I mean, sure, no, but yes. Also, I mean, John Wick's just a fucking power fantasy. But actually, no, I don't want to boil John Wick down to that. John Wick's more than that. MCU is genre.
I want to find year ago Brenden clips of him just absolutely shitting on John Wick.
Do it. I mean, if I'm anything but consistent with how I feel at the time. And at the time, I didn't want to watch that shit. John Wick's great. That's why I'm fucking shocked you're trying to tell me that T2, a movie that I probably never watched since I was a kid, and a game that I played on the Super Nintendo.
The game is fucking garbage. Don't base anything.
No, I'm just saying that's that's my. No, I feel like the game that had the Super Scope. I never owned a Super Scope, but someone did.
Oh yeah, the arcade one.
I feel like that's a good game. So it's a pretty fun game.
It's a typical arcade, yeah.
I don't know. I also had an Alien or Aliens. I actually don't know. Let me see if I Google Alien Game Boy if there are more than one game. I'm sure there are. But
I remember
for some reason we had an Alien Game Boy game. Maybe it was Alien 3. It seems to be Alien 3. Yeah, I think that's the cover I had. I don't know. I'll watch a video of that game later because I don't remember it being good, but also why the fuck did we have an Alien 3 Game Boy game? I don't know why that was decided to be purchased. I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, the first few... I don't know if we had a Game Boy before. No, I think we had an NES first. But at some point we got a Game Boy, one Game Boy for everyone. And the games we had were Tetris, of course. I'm pretty sure it came with every Game Boy back then. Alien 3... And then, let me see if I can pull up the name of this game, because I don't know what the...
Alien 3 was the prison, right?
Alien 3 was one alien in the whole movie. I feel like it was just picking people off one at a time. And I think
Alien 3 was the prison? Yeah. And it ends with...
Once he falls backwards.
Yeah. And it leads into 4. The
Covenant
creature for 4 Resurrection.
Resurrection, that's what it's called. Yeah.
So the 3 games we had were Tetris, Alien 3, and Play Action Football. I don't think we got a Mario game or anything like that until much, much later. So early Game Boy was really fucking crushing it in my house, let me tell you. Anyways, welcome everyone to the Pass Control Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games. Actually, time out, Mike. Best action movie. You gotta weigh in. You didn't say anything.
Best action movie? Yeah, I don't know.
And Dom also didn't really say
I think
anything.
he was trying to get out of it. Huh?
Dom also,
Let's
you
pick one
didn't.
of the Mission Impossible movies. It doesn't really matter. Any one of them.
All right, I'll take it. Dom, you also didn't really give an answer. You you named some movies that you thought were good, but you didn't throw a stamp down.
I asked the superhero question because I was going to put Dark Knight as my top action film.
No way, really?
Yeah.
My biggest gripe with that movie, which I think is a masterpiece, is the action. I think the action, minus the car chase scene.
Yeah, but if we consider it an action movie, then it's up there. I don't know.
I think that Nolan does not know how to do hand-to-hand fighting choreography.
Yeah,
he is really bad
I just
at
also think Batman's pretty stiff in those. I don't know. I feel like they don't really give the actor playing Batman enough to work
with. It's the
with.
costume too. He said he couldn't even move in that.
That's
costume.
What I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's a big part of why some of that stuff looks kind of
just like a spinning elbow. It's it's what he did 90% of the time was spin around and throw an elbow.
All right, I'll take it. Dark Knight. A show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games. And wait, hold on. Did Mike? Oh, he said Mission Impossible. I thought Mike fucking weaseled out of that one again. I thought he deflected it to Dom. I got bamboozled the first second.
No, I don't know. Maybe Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay. All right. I'm not a big indie guy.
I'm still mulling stuff over.
I'm a Temple of Doom guy. That's my favorite indie.
Is Jaws considered a horror movie? What is that considered? Yes. It's considered a horror movie.
I mean, that's probably my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Jaws.
Or is Jaws is like the ancestor to Alien?
Yeah.
Interesting. I probably would not like Alien, right? Probably not.
It's space Jaws.
I mean, I don't even necessarily like. I have seen Jaws a fucking million times because I'm pretty sure it's my dad's favorite movie. So we watched it a million times growing up. The thing I don't like about Jaws, but again, I do have some sort of I have nostalgia for that movie because I've seen it a million times. So I have some feelings towards it. But the fact that Jaws is a real life thing that can fucking happen to you, it's that disconnect. I fucking hate the water. That's probably partly why I fucking hate the water.
No, 100%. I've talked to Amanda about this. That movie changed the way people viewed beaches. It changed people's thought process on going into beach water, and it created fears for people that are ongoing to this day. Obviously, people aren't afraid of the water now because of Jaws, but that started something huge. And it was actually really bad for sharks. Basically, that was a huge part of it too, because it portrayed all sharks as horrible, vicious monsters, and it's kind of not the case. But yeah, it's wild. That movie fucking.
In reality, if I'm getting in the water and any fucking animal of any size comes near me, I'm good. I'm good.
A little tadpole could come near me and I fucking beeline out of that
all set.
water.
I'm all set. That's why I like pools.
That's it.
All fucking set. I like the beach when you can see completely through the water, and even then, I'm not going that deep into the water. I'm just hanging out. I'm hanging.
You get me waist level, and that's the extent of it.
Pretty much. Right. Sometimes I'll be I know when I was a kid, I'd be fucking diving in fucking lakes in fucking New Hampshire and all this shit. And I would never do this now as an adult. I would never
do it then. Yeah.
There was one time.
Yeah, you gotta worry about those sharks up in lakes.
No.
I just don't know what's in there. I can't see anything.
We have to worry about the giant crocodiles and alligators, though.
That's true.
Lake Placid.
That's true. Lake Placid. Fuck that shit. It's in New York, Mike.
Is that New York?
Oh. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if the movie's in New York, but there is a Lake Placid in New York. Anyways, I have to attribute this. This is probably the first creative writing thing I ever wrote that I can remember, and it was I had to have been in first or third grade or something, and it was called The Pink Seaweed, because I would have recurring nightmares that I'd go swimming, and the seaweed would wrap around me and pull me into the fucking bottom and drown me. That's where my brain's at.
Your parents probably watched Freak Show in front of you or something, because there's did you guys ever watch the Freak Show, the short stories where
is that Tales from the Crypt?
I know what you're talking about.
It's kind of, yes, but it's they're in a lake and there's this blob of it looks like seaweed over the lake and it keeps on eating people, and at the very end this dude outswims it and he's on the beach. It's I beat you, and then it just comes over and unwraps him and sucks him in. So it's I'm like, I'm almost. It was very popular back then, so
this is why I like. I don't know. Like, anyways, we're going on like a million fucking tangents right now. We haven't talked about this movie yet. A show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about 8 million things in the fucking front of the show. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Saturday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, you know.
I feel that. I almost wore my PAX hoodie tonight. I'm thankful I pivoted last minute and threw this on because we would have been fucking matching.
Yeah, we'll have to take this thing off, and then I just sit chilly in my room.
It'd be a whole to do. It is fucking chilly.
I could have done.
I said to Jen.
I'm not closing my window.
Oh, my window's open too.
My AC on right now.
Oh, I said to Jen, I was like, when is it? Can I take the windows out of the AC? When can I take the AC out of the windows? Like, I'm done. These need to go in the basement. Fucking all set. Anyways, also joining us this evening is the fucking Fortnite fucking, I don't even know what to call Todd anymore. I don't know. He's like he's the bone saw daddy. What was that game? What's that game you want to play? Boneworks.
Boneworks.
What did you think I said? I called you the bone saw daddy. I don't know.
I was like, wait, what is that? Was that a game I'm playing? I didn't know if it was like a game I was playing right now. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, Boneworks. Didn't you say you're gonna buy that?
The Peppa Pig Poppy?
Yeah, the Peppa Pig Poppy. There you go. There he is. The fucking the bluey bad boy.
Right. Yeah, the bluey. I'm gonna buy that Boneworks because when Mike sent that to me, he's like, "Oh, that's what's it called? Boneworks Lab at home." Yeah, whatever.
Bone Lab. I'm like, yeah, it's Boneworks we have at home.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like it's from those guys, so it's just fucking a new thing they put up. Okay. Gonna get it. Gonna pick it up.
Now you have me worried. I'm like, did I buy Boneworks at some point? I need to double check.
There you go.
No, it's not on Quest, unless you bought it on PC.
No, I would have bought it on Steam, and then I can play my Steam games on my.
Mike's a real hardcore VR gamer.
For real.
Rounding us out tonight is the Disney daddy himself, Dominic 40. Dom, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, he's frozen. We lost him.
No, he's not here. He's here. Damn, he's the level 40 tonight. That's who he is.
Right.
Apparently, too much Fortnite.
I eat too many Fortnite.
Before we get into tonight's episode, which is, of course, the end of the month, so it is a PTC Movie Club episode. Well, I guess technically it's the first of the month, but it's the last episode of our September run of shows. So you are getting our PTC Movie Club for September today. But before we get into that, a couple of housekeeping things. This episode, of course, sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you're in the Salem, Massachusetts area on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, want yourself something hot, something tasty, something fresh out of the oven, make sure to first of all, make sure if you're coming to Salem at all during October, you're tipping your waitstaff, you're tipping your bartenders, you're being kind and courteous to the people around you, because this place gets absolutely bonkers during this month. But you should also head down to Goodnight Fatty, educate yourself on these tasty treats if you're unaware of what they are by going to @GoodnightFatty on social media. Let me tell you, your eyes will be watering and your belly will be happy when you get down there, because you'll be looking at the pictures, Dom. Your eyes will be watering, not your mouth. Well, I mean, your mouth too, but like your eyes will be watering, because you're like, oh my god, these are glorious. These fatties, I need them. Anyways, check them out. They're great people. They're doing great things, and they're making tasty treats just for you on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening. Also, I was on the Game Informer show this week, so make sure to check out episode, I believe it is 623, whatever the most recent episode is of the Game Informer show. I was over there. Friend of the program, Alex Van Aken, had me come on down with Wesley LeBlanc, and we talked about E3 coming back next year, Shovel Knight Dig review, and a few Last of Us show trailer teaser that came out, a few other things. It was a good time. I'm very happy and thankful that they invited me on the Game Informer show, so make sure to go check that out wherever you listen to us or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Show them some love, show them some support, because they're great people doing great things. I think that's all we got for housekeeping, unless, Dom, you want to reveal what your October picks are. I preemptively put an S because Dom likes to sneak in like, oh, it's a
creature double feature.
See, he's got something ready to go. Do you have your pick locked in?
I might.
All right. We'll save it for the end then. That'll be the end of the show. If you want to know what October's movie pick is and don't want to wait, actually you have to wait if you're watching or listening. So you have to wait, but you could get that reveal at the end of the show. But before we get right into this movie, this is your last chance to bow out. If you have not watched The Fundamentals of Caring and don't want that movie spoiled in any regard, because we're going to talk about that movie with the chains off. There will be nothing off limits here. So if you have not watched the film yet and you want to hear
nothing off limits, huh?
Yeah, nothing off limits. I love how like Dom like was bent down looking at something and then he like poked his head up to say that. It was very very mysterious. But yes, we will be chatting about that film with no regard for spoilers or anything like that. So if you do want to watch the film, make sure to turn off this podcast now. All right. So as we start off all of these episodes with movie club pick, we'll go over some of the stats, some of the things with the
stats, baby.
With this being a Netflix movie, I could not find a way to tell like how it's like does Netflix not release any sort of numbers about anything? I'm assuming they don't.
Oh no, I don't know.
They just tell you when it's doing well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they say like, oh yeah, we had a bunch of
no
people
box
watching
office
this
or
movie.
anything like
Don't give me numbers.
Yeah.
They say like, yeah, people watched it.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's really a way, at least for us to get like legit, kind of reporting about, it did this. But I am actually trying to see if there is a way for me to see the budget, because I don't have that number in front of me. So maybe we'll just do a little.
It can't be high.
Yeah. My
guess it was a very small cast, and
yes,
they paid for essentially 1.5 actors.
Production. Let me see here.
2 actors.
I don't know what the.
I don't know. Is Selena Gomez really an actor?
I'm sure it wasn't cheap to have Selena Gomez in the movie.
I think like when that movie came out, that was like
she was on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, but this
was like one of her.
This was 2016, so it came out in 2016.
She was on,
yeah.
She was on Wizards of Waverly Place.
I think so.
But I would have to imagine once you have that Disney base, it's not just like you can throw me in anything. Yeah. Though I will say I'm not like super familiar. Actually, let me pull that up. I'm not super familiar with Selena Gomez's like IMDb specifically. So I don't know.
She's
like
on
how
Only Murders.
Well, I know that because I watched that show. But
she was on Wizards of Waverly Place.
I don't know.
Didn't that have a
she was on another 2-person cast, wasn't she?
Selena Gomez.
Didn't it have a spinoff, or was it the spinoff? Wizards of Waverly Place.
What the fuck is Wizards of Waverly Place?
That was a Disney show. That was on in 2012. She was on things before that. The Muppets, apparently. She was in something with the Muppets. I'm not going to scroll further past below that. But above that, we have things. Spring Breakers, she was in.
She was in that?
She was in Spring Breakers in 2012. She was in Hotel Transylvania. I don't know how big that role was.
You know who else is in that film?
Steve Carell.
Adam Sandler.
Oh,
Adam Sandler.
The Sandman himself.
Aftershock. I don't know if that's anything. The Wizard's Return, which seems to be a TV movie about that show.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
A bunch of music videos. Getaway. She was the kid. I don't know what any of that means.
I don't know what Getaway is.
Rudderless. Behaving Badly. More music videos.
Behaving Badly sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
Let me pull it up. Let's see what we got. Behaving Badly. Matt Wolf, Selena Gomez, Mary Louise Parker, Elizabeth Shue. One good girl, several bad choices.
How is Selena Gomez in Only Murders in the Building?
She's fine. I mean, I think that show is like on the backs of
of
Steve
course.
Martin and Martin Short. But she's good in it.
I think she's a I think she's a bad actress, at least in this movie that we watched.
I thought she was fine.
Yeah, she's fine, and I think she's fine in the show. She's good at like being the kind of thing between Steve Martin and Martin Short in the show. Like she's good at being that middle person, kind of wrangling them up a little bit. Fundamentals of Caring, Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising.
She was in that. You know who else was in that?
Adam Sandler.
The Sandman.
No. What's her name? No.
Beanie
Feldstein.
Oh yeah.
So it seems like I don't know. She was in Spy Kids 3. Is that a big deal? I have no idea.
Shit. Ooh, a huge deal.
So it seems like after Wizards of Waverly Place. I mean, she's from what I understand, like very popular musician. So I mean, again, I would imagine her like music career.
Keep an eye out for Selena.
I feel like her music.
Is she?
Todd, just because she's not Taylor Swift doesn't mean there aren't other pop stars.
I don't. That's like, listen, there's plenty of pop stars out there. I can't even fucking tell you.
Aren't the two of them like really good friends?
Yeah, I feel like Selena Gomez is like was a pretty big pop star.
Name me Selena Gomez song.
I didn't say I know any of them. I mean,
I'm just saying in general. Like, because I feel like.
Bro, I can't even tell me the name of Taylor Swift song. Break it off. That's the only thing I can do.
Yes. He's even trying to get that wrong on purpose. No, but like.
Shake It Off.
Right. I just don't think I've ever heard of a song of hers. I'm sure that she has plenty that were like did well.
Oh, I forgot about The Dead Don't Die.
Yeah,
she was in that too.
Yeah, I forgot that if Todd doesn't know something or it's not relevant to Todd, it's like it can't have meaning outside of that. It can't be relevant. It can't be popular. It can't be worth money. I was simply trying to make the point that I feel like her price tag for the film is probably not as low as we think it is. But again, maybe at this point she's not doing a lot of. I would argue this is a little bit more of a serious movie, even though it is a comedy. It was also an independent film. It was at Sundance before it got picked up by Netflix. So, or it could have just been a meaningful project that she wanted to work on. I have no idea. Anyways, we went down a tangent as we tend to do. So we can't do that. I can't even find the budget for the film. So forget that. We'll just go to the next, which is usually the critic score. So Mike, what do we think? Tomato meter, audience meter. What are we thinking?
Let's say 80s across the board.
Okay, so you're gonna go hard 80 on both?
Yeah, I don't really feel like putting that much more thought into it.
All right, Todd, where are you sitting?
I'll say like 70 for critic, and then for user, I'll say like 85.
Okay. Don, where you landing here?
Mike said 80s across the board?
Yes. And Todd said Todd said 70 and 85.
I'm going to go...
He's going to split the diff.
I'm going to go 75s across the board.
All right. Well, Dom is the closest tomato meter with a 77, but Mike is the closest audience score at an 83.
No, I'm closer. I said 85.
Oh, that's right. He's closer by one, Mike.
Get out of here, Mike.
Sorry, Mike. Todd really wanted to make sure that he won the fake points. He wanted to make sure he won the Whose Lines It Anyway points on that question. I wish he had that much fucking emphasis on points when we were playing the real fucking point games.
Yo.
I'm calling you out.
I mean, listen, it ain't my points. I'm not playing for stumps. I am not playing for stumps. I've been rewatching I Think You Should Leave, and I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Steve. But anyways, so with those things out of the way, overall, how did everyone feel about the film? Some general.
Whatever.
All right. What was it not doing for you, Mike?
Emotionally, I didn't super connect to it, and then it also wasn't super funny. If that was its second, if it was trying to be a drama and a comedy, I wasn't feeling the comedy, and drama is whatever to me most of the time anyway. So.
Yeah, that's fair. What about you guys?
Movie.
It's funny because I really connected with the first half hour of this movie. I was really digging it. I like the chemistry between the two main characters, and then as soon as Selena Gomez came into the movie, and it's not her that made the movie bad, but like I feel like it fucking unraveled, and like I don't know, it felt weird. It got very like cliche, and like towards the I thought the first 40 minutes though were great. I'm like, I was really impressed with the movie. I'm like, oh, this is definitely a movie I'm like totally getting into right now. And then like the second half of the movie did not work for me at all.
I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I think the movie does a lot of things really well that aren't necessarily about the movie itself. Like I think it handles certain topics very well within the film. Obviously, the movie is about Paul Rudd is a caretaker for I forget the main character's name. Trevor. He's a caretaker. Ben is Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is caretaker for Trevor. So Ben is the caretaker for Trevor, who has muscular dystrophy, which I think it handles a lot of that stuff very well and kind of grounded. Like there's a lot of moments and a lot of dialogue in the movie that definitely feel grounded to me, which I did appreciate. But I kind of agree with Todd that like I don't think I knew Selena Gomez was in the movie up to this, and it's again not even about her. But once it started introducing these other characters, I felt like
zero interest.
It wasn't zero interest. It was more. It was just more of like, where is this movie trying to take me? Like, where is it trying to go?
And it felt like it was like happening. Everything was happening so quick that it was really hard to connect with what was happening. Because I felt like the first 40 minutes, like I was like really connecting to, Trevor being this like guy that like no one wants to fucking take care of, and then there's that backstory of how Paul Rudd loses his child and stuff like that, but you don't know what's going on. But man, when I tell you, when that pregnancy thing happened and the giving birth, that shit was just fucking so like that lost me. Like that like almost ruined the movie for me. I'm like, and like the flashbacks of his kid, that did not work for me at all. And the fact that he's just delivering a fucking baby down there, and it was just, and he's the only one helping. Like, like, he was like literally, like I was just like, what is happening? Like, where did this movie go wrong?
It seemed I got the understanding that like, okay, we're all unequipped for giving birth to a child,
of course,
but it fell upon Paul Rudd to like take the reins, even though he was equally like.
That was their way to tie in the son.
It was also weird because it seemed like the onlookers, the other people in that crowd were like, he was like, oh, someone needs to call 911. What should we do? Someone needs to call. Like, why was no one already calling 911? It's like,
I think I remember when he did.
Said that was the
I hear someone in the background going, "We already did."
Oh, okay.
When he runs down, everyone is just mulling about themselves, saying, "Is anyone a doctor?"
Yes.
That's like all you hear.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of people all saying, "Is anyone a doctor? Is this guy a doctor?" That's what they say when Paul Rudd runs up.
She didn't look pregnant either, though. Like when they showed her belly,
100%. When she was on the side of the road, I was like, okay. Because at first, when she was on the side of the road, I was like, all right, what are they introducing here? Is this going to be like I felt like
being honest, I 100% thought she was going to rob them.
Me too. That's them. I thought initially it was going to be that, and then like the way that Trevor is like constantly fucking with Paul Rudd's character, like pretending to choke, all these things. Like I was not necessarily expecting Paul Rudd to be doing that in that scene in the hotel room. I thought like when it was the medicine that was missing, I was like, oh, maybe one of the other characters that's with them took the pills.
Oh, I knew
thinking it was something else.
I was like, I just assumed. I was like, oh, he's definitely just fucking with him right now. This movie was like not going to give you any like. The movie played it very safe with like the kid. Like they didn't make you. They like even with like the end with the girl being pregnant. I feel like they wanted you to think it was Trevor, of course.
Oh, like, they 100% kept trying to like because like I would argue that the scene in the car when he's pretending to choke went on a little too long. I was like, I don't know. But yes, I feel like they kept trying to subvert your expectation or play into your expectation. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I think the second half of the movie definitely had dipped a lot lower for me and had, it still had some moments, but I think it definitely, the beginning of the film was a little bit stronger, especially again as we pick up Selena Gomez's character, then we pick up the pregnant lady. In my head, I'm like, all right, where is this movie building to? Because the movie,
and then it all happens so quick after that, though. Too.
Yes.
So like you don't even get time to know there's like a teeny that scene with the pregnant lady when he's watching the date, basically, and it was like a 20-second scene, and then like that's like really the only interaction they have with her.
Yeah, which
besides the car.
I don't really know if I like that. I definitely enjoy that scene prior to her showing up. I don't know how I feel about I kind of agree with Todd. I feel like they're trying to make a point that maybe like Paul Rudd's character. So
this movie is based on a book, and
yes.
My guess is that the characters are better developed in the book.
Probably. So here's what I'll say. So Jen is disabled because she has MG. She has her disabilities, and one of the things that people who get disabilities have to do in their life, or mostly do, one of the things that most people with disabilities do in their life is they have to kind of grieve life prior to that. Having to give up things are different, whatever it may be. There is a grieving process, and in this movie, Paul Rudd clearly is still grappling and grieving the loss of his son. That's probably why he won't get divorced from his wife, like won't sign the papers. I'm assuming is tied to the kid, not to like he wants to be with his wife. He just he hasn't had that closure yet. And I feel like the way that they portrayed Trevor, or the way that the actor playing Trevor, portrays that character, is very grounded in realism, where like you don't really know if that character is grieving or dealing with personal things. You get glimpses of it, you get a little bit of it, but it's very guarded by his jokes, by his asshole-ish behavior. But I feel like when you get his kind of, I don't want to say reconciliations, but when you get the moments of him getting to experience certain things or do things, it feels earned and it doesn't feel out of place. But I agree with Todd where it's like, I get the point they were trying to, there's a very heavy-handed point when he's like birthing the kid, that this is supposed to be like Paul Rudd, coming to terms with his own child situation, and I don't know. It didn't feel as earned to me, I guess, in that scene.
I think the same thing with the father. The father didn't feel earned to me either. That whole scene.
No, it was kind of weird. Like I didn't hate the kind of curve. I thought he was
going to be like not his father. It seemed like it was going to be something where like, do they have the wrong guy right now?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what was.
I did like the curveball of Bobby Cannavale, who was like, Paul Rudd thinks it's, his wife. Paul Rudd thinks it's fucking Trevor's mom, and then it's like, who the fuck are you? And then it's not like this big twist, but I think that was a good little. I enjoyed that, but again, I kind of agree with you. It didn't it just feel rushed at the end. It felt like some of these plot threads, kind of just like are there for whatever, and then kind of just like as plot devices, and then just tie themselves up.
This isn't super important, but the mother's living with Trevor. Mm-hmm. He sees him all the time. She must be aware that he's not opening these letters. Why are you still writing letters from the
father? How would she know?
She's clearly a horrible mother. She doesn't let him go out. She won't even try to take him outside.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
She's like, fucking out here, like, writing fake letters even when the son's like, how old is he in this movie? 18, 20? Like, does it say how old he is in this?
It wasn't clear.
I mean, at the end of
20 in the movie. Yeah.
At the end of the movie, when Paul Rudd they do that one last curveball of like, what is Paul writing, a story or not? And it's like, oh, he's dead, but it was just a joke because that's what he does. He said 21st birthday.
So his character, there's like no signs that he's like this smart, creative writer. Just off of like the dialogue he has in this movie, like he just doesn't come across as someone like who's, I don't know. It just, I feel like the whole writing thing is like a kind of like something just like a throwaway thing that they didn't need to even put in there.
It is kind of a weird thing to put in. The only thing I can think of, so I did a little bit of reading on just like, is this based on a true story? Which it is not really based on a true story. But it is inspired by a real life tragedy that the author of the book went through. And I'll just read what he had written in like a kind of an anecdote for the movie. So according to an essay that Evison, who's the author, wrote for Amazon, the book is called The Revised Fundamentals of Caring, is inspired in part by a real life tragedy that damaged his only family forever. When he was a child, his 16-year-old sister was killed in an accident while away with some friends. He said, to this day, my family is still feeling the shockwaves. I'm still walking around with this sister-shaped hole in my heart. The plot of this film and book may not resemble the author's own experience, but the themes of hope, persistence, and healing certainly do. He writes, this book represents nothing less than an emotional catharsis for its author. I wrote this book because I needed to. The novel is about the imperative of getting in that van because you have no choice but to push yourself and drive on, and driving in the face of life's terrible surprises. It's about the people and the things you gather along the road back to humanity. So like, it sounds like Paul Rudd's character is supposed to be like the author, kind of, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that is the only reason why Paul Rudd's character is an author. Like that's just it, which, take it or leave it. I think that's probably the reason why Paul Rudd's character is that. But I agree with you. I don't really think it adds anything to the movie.
I'm surprised the movie reviewed that well for critics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a bad movie. It's like not.
I'd say it's like a solid like 6.57 out of 10.
It got
like,
77.
It's not like a horrible movie. Yeah, it's like.
I think, and again, I haven't read any critic reviews, but I think where it probably maybe gained some points is I do think it does tackle certain themes about, the disabled community and maybe just trauma in general in good ways. But I just don't think it's necessarily like. The whole beginning of the movie, mother's very protective, for obvious reasons, very involved. Even when it's like, hey, we're going to go on a road trip. Hey, you're going to be in Georgia for 2 weeks. There's like no scenes with the mother. There's no phone call. Like,
I was just going to say that.
There's nothing about that.
Like
and in my head, I'm like, there's no fucking way that character is not interacting with them in any way.
She's done after that first 30 minutes. First like 35, 40. Yeah, like it sucks because I thought the first like 40 minutes were very strong in this movie. I really thought I was like really into it.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't think it was a bad movie. I just think that it definitely.
I'll probably never watch.
Yeah, I mean, I probably honestly won't either. And I think just because it's kind of just I don't want to say messy story, but it kind of just like throws a lot of little plot threads towards you, like the middle towards the end. And then, I mean, it still resolves them, but it almost feels like what was the point of introducing some of these people into the story? Like it could have just been a movie about Paul Rudd and Ben and Trevor, going on this journey together and, then going back. It didn't need to necessarily introduce, like, I personally don't care that Selena Gomez's character made amends with her dad. Like, that doesn't matter to me. And I definitely don't really care at all about the pregnant lady. Her whole purpose of the movie is to just be some sort of plot device to help Paul Rudd's character get over his trauma. That's all she exists for.
You know what the problem is too? Yeah, you know what the problem is too that I had is that like with like the traumas and everything in the movie, it's I felt like there was no conflict between Paul Rudd and Trevor. Like everything just worked out pretty decently for the most part. Like they acted like he was going to be this crazy horrible person, and he liked Paul Rudd right out the gate. So I felt like every time they faked something, I'm like, oh, this is a joke. They're faking this. It wasn't like when he's choking, I'm like, okay, he's not choking.
Yeah.
When Paul Rudd did his thing with the pills, I'm like, he has the pills. I'm like,
yeah.
Like there was really no conflict between them, which I don't think you necessarily need, but I just thought it was weird because they made him seem like he was like this nightmarish kid, and yeah, he seemed like just misunderstood, but like he didn't seem nightmarish from the second Paul Rudd met him. You know, like it was just like saying like guess a number. Like, oh, is that why he's bad? Because like, he's fucking just doing something like he's annoying. Is he just annoying, or is he
like? I think the movie's main plot lines are Ben, Paul Rudd's character, trying to deal with his trauma, and then Trevor, who I don't think is trying to deal with his trauma necessarily. Like, I don't think he's trying to deal with his MS, or not MS, muscular dystrophy. I don't think he's trying to
lack of living his life. You know, it's like
I think it's more of like, and I, again, with Jen's health, some of this stuff does ring a little close home to me. It's, when you are in that situation, when you have, these types of disabilities, you are robbed of something. Sometimes, in a lot of scenarios, you're robbed of things that literally every other able-bodied person takes for granted. Like his plot line, his main plot line is he wants to stand up and take a piss. Like that would make him, when Paul Rudd asked him at the beginning, like towards the beginning of the movie, what was the first thing you do if you, were, I don't know exactly what he says. He doesn't say if you were normal. I think he says like,
if you woke up tomorrow not like this or something.
Yeah, if you woke up tomorrow not like this or whatever he said, said I would stand up and pee. And I like that plot line, and that being kind of like, even though the end of it is very kind of ridiculous, where it's like, why is he talking to the fucking ambulance to do this? Like, it's whatever. It's not like, it's ridiculous. I don't think they needed to show people at the bottom of the pit looking up like, oh, is that guy peeing? Like, they didn't need to do that. But like, I appreciate and I understand that specific like plot message of like, hey, it's sometimes these little things that, can be inconsequential to somebody who doesn't have to worry about that. But for somebody who does have a disability, that is like a thing that it's just what you would consider a everyday thing that you do to be something of importance. I will say, I'm looking at my notes here that I took while I was watching the movie. When like Selena Gomez's character shows up, like her kind of like running joke is calling the two of them perverts. And at the end of the movie, or towards the end when she's saying goodbye to them, and she said they like
says because we all keep in touch.
And it pans to fucking Bobby Cannavale. I'm just like, that was maybe the best joke for me in the movie, was that. And it was not like a laugh out loud joke. It was just like, okay, that's like dialogue that feels real coming from that character based on how that character's been the whole movie. And then Bobby Cannavale just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, why are you talking to my daughter like that?
I thought the cow scene was pretty good too, where he like forces them to carry him upstairs, and then they like are literally just standing there for a second, and they look at each other like, "You're all right, you're all good."
Well, when he was like, when he was doing like a bite of the James, I'm like, all I thought of was slapping the bass.
Yeah,
like I was.
Bite of the James was a good scene. That was one of the funnier scenes in the movie too. I will say, now that I'm kind of thinking about it and thinking about the overall plot thread being, something as, something as simple as taking a piss standing up.
The movie does a lot of things, but I just don't necessarily think they all mesh well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has a lot of ideas.
I just really think it would have been a better movie if they didn't include the Selena Gomez aspects and the pregnant woman's aspects. I feel like they could have told the same story.
Yeah, because it took the focus off of the dynamic of those two characters that I really liked, and then all of a sudden it really wasn't like about them as much anymore, and it just, I mean, it was, but like it lost focus of what it was about,
Yeah, like
it became less personal, like, and it became more of like this kind of like, we just got to figure out some plot points to fucking make this thing working.
Yeah,
you wonder if the book like develops the other characters, and
it's possible, yeah.
they were like, I don't know, necessary to get to where the story ends.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, Selena Gomez's character sort of introduces like this love angle for Trevor, which I understand maybe the point they're trying to make or like what they're trying to do with that, but I feel like they could have made that same sort of point with Trevor's dad, with like, you know, you maybe not the same, because it's not the same type of love, obviously, like romantic love versus like parental love.
No, I think the other thing was that like when we first meet him, he's like, look at this hot chick, like, oh, I
That's
fucking
true.
nail
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
And then like, yeah, I want to get a blowjob from Katy Perry. And then by the end, he's like, no, this is what I was like missing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's evolved from like that, like
Carnal
from lust
love
to like, yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't think it was a bad movie. I'm glad I watched it. But
Yeah, the chemistry between Paul Rudd and the actor that plays Trevor, whose name I don't know.
I have it right here. It
was like really good. Like
Craig Roberts.
Yes, Craig Roberts.
It was good.
Yeah.
I will say a little disappointing that Craig, or the person they chose to play Trevor, was not actually disabled. Feel like they could have maybe cast, even though I think Craig Roberts does a great job in the movie. Just, you know, could have been maybe
I
cast.
get that argument, but I just don't. I don't know. Like, because he's in like a lot of independent movies, that guy, and like I feel like I don't know. I honestly don't know of any actors with, is it MS?
Muscular dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy.
MD. So it's like, I don't know. You got to get like people in there to like sell a movie. Like, you know, I always see
I
complaints.
mean, I don't
about
know
a
if
lot
you're
of that
selling
stuff.
the movie on Craig Roberts.
No,
I think you're
definitely
selling
not.
this movie on
Like,
Paul Rudd.
I don't think you're selling this movie in general. I mean, I don't know if like.
No, I'm sure this is a very, you know, more of a niche film. I don't think this is like getting wide distribution. I mean, it's on Netflix, so it's at least getting into, you know, millions of homes potentially, but I don't think it's necessarily doing the numbers for comparatively to other things. Any other final thoughts on the fundamentals of caring?
No.
No.
Dom, anything?
No, I don't have anything else.
Yeah. I don't think it was bad. I just, again, you know, could have been a little bit better, I think, but I think overall it was fine. So that'll bring us to Dom's picks for October. What are we thinking, Dom?
Plural?
What are we thinking, Dom?
I want to know what Todd thinks my picks are.
Oh, that's true.
Be careful what you say here, Todd, because you could have weird last-minute swaying.
I'll write them down. I'm gonna write them down, and then you can pick your pick. So I'll just let you know what I picked after.
All right, Mike, you get a pen. Write your pick. Right? Do you already know what it is, Mike?
No.
All right, write yours down. What do you think it's gonna be?
I've got no guesses. I don't know what the fuck this kid's doing.
What do you think it's gonna be, Mike?
Hold on.
Write it down.
I got one more. Wait, why am I blanking right now? I can't remember the name of the movie.
Musical. What's a good Halloween musical?
Oh yeah, I forgot that it's fucking musical.
It's been so long.
I don't know.
Wait,
I get it.
What was the last pick that Don had?
Oh, are you watching Sweeney Todd?
That's one of my picks.
All right,
Just me
Dom,
taking
reveal,
shot in the
Dom.
dark.
Reveal.
I think you have all seen Rocky Horror by now, so I was going to pick that. But
That was my other pick.
yeah. We're gonna do a creature double feature. We're gonna do Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, I do. Like
And we're gonna do Shrek the musical.
Oh,
Look at my second pick. Look at my second pick. Little Shop of Horrors. Which
Dom.
I'm excited to watch.
Shrek the musical keeps popping up on like my fucking Netflix feed, and the
Yep,
picture
Shrek.
of Shrek is fucking horrifying.
Yep. So Shrek is on Netflix. Little Shop of Horrors is on HBO Max, I believe.
There you have it. Double
Did you buy
feature.
Little Shop of Horrors at some point too?
Yes, it's in our Google thing.
There you go. Double feature.
Called it. I got one of them at least.
Before we get,
Although Little Shop of Horrors is like a top tier movie for me. Like it's like
Great movie.
I watched it like a lot growing up. Like it was
Seymour.
Yeah. The song, like we talked about this, I think a couple podcasts ago, though, when when Steve Martin's riding in on his motorcycle. I forget the song, but it's like probably the best song in the movie.
Wait,
Yeah,
You'll be a
it's funny because I've only ever seen that movie as a kid. I didn't even know it was a musical.
Oh, really?
I can barely remember that movie. Like I've seen it when I was very young. Before we get into the trivia movie game for the end of the show, I'm gonna plug all the fucking other shit first to make you have to listen to it. How about that? You can find everything we do at passcontroller.io, on Twitter, on Instagram at passcontroller. You can find me at bgroom. You can find Mike at _MichaelPath. You can find Todd at Toddy_by_nature. You can find Dom at PTC_one little spark. You can support us in a bunch of different ways. You can do that by sharing us on social media, following us on social media, subscribing to the show on your favorite podcast platform, or on YouTube. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. All those things, very beneficial, very helpful. You can subscribe to us on Twitch. You can join our Patreon, or you can buy something from our shop at passthecontroller.threadless.com. Any of those things, all of those things, very beneficial. We appreciate any support, any help, anything you can do. A 5-star review does a lot more for us than you think it does, so we appreciate it if you take some time to do any of those things for us. With all that being said, that brings us to the final aspect of this episode. Don't know why I said final aspect. I kind of hate it. Where we play a little game because it's a movie episode. We're not going to play What's in the Box. We're going to play, I don't know.
What's in my socks?
Guess that movie.
Hey,
we're going to play What's in the Box Office. That's what we're going to play. Got him.
Trevor was Ass Juice in Neighbors. I don't know if you guys remember.
I've never seen that
Ass
movie.
Juices.
I did not watch.
His credits name is
Sounds
Ass
about
Juice.
right.
Ass Juice, I don't remember.
So if you have listened to previous PTC Movie Club episodes before, and you know that we usually play this movie game at the end, we're going to play it a little bit differently this time around to kind of streamline the process. So there will not be tiered points. It'll just be whoever guesses the movie gets the point, and I'm going to slowly reveal more information as the round goes on. So that way we're not hanging out theorizing what the movie could be. The leaderboard for the year so far has Dom at 49, Todd creeping up at 42, and Mike not too far behind at 32. Bunch of guess points. I got some stumps on the board, but we're not here for stumps. We're here for the game. We're here for the dubs. So without further ado, movie number 1. I feel like the best way to do this is to open this tab and open this tab. And we're going to simply go with... And I'll pulse information in. I will take breaks and pulse information in. There are no guess limits, but don't just be rifling things off. This
Max Payne 1, Max Payne 2.
This 2016 rated R film.
Whew.
Directed by Greg Tiernan and Conrad Vernon.
Never heard of them.
Let me pull up the box office.
I try and put myself in 2016. I was just a young...
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
I was 27.
This rated R 2016 film released in August 12th of 2016 with a budget of $19 million. Taking in a worldwide gross of just over $140 million.
Oh, not bad. Bad. 2016 rated R. That budget, that gross.
That's like a huge success in a movie.
Yeah. That budget, I feel like that's too much money for your typical horror film, but it could still be horror thriller.
No, it's definitely horror.
To be a comedy. but I don't know if we were still pulling off 20 mil, 100 mil box.
I'm trying to place myself in 2016. In 2016, like through 2018, is like an age where like I feel like we were just bartending all the time, and I just don't fucking know what was going on at that point in my life.
I am going to start revealing people who appear in the film, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're top billing.
Big part.
It does not mean that. It does not mean anything. It could mean something. It might not.
It's not Scream 4 or 5 or whatever movie that was, right?
Incorrect.
Okay. I pictured Scream because like I was like, oh, was that the reboot that like did really well?
Salma Hayek.
Wasn't West? Is it no? Movie 43 didn't make any money though, did it?
No, it didn't even come close to making anywhere near the money that that movie did. Yeah,
but then...
It is not movie 43.
That was a massive failure.
Is it? Oh no, that wouldn't have been rated R.
What were we thinking?
Yeah, I can get well. Yeah.
Salma Hayek. I feel like Salma Hayek's been so cool. Shit. I don't think this movie made that much money. Was it 2016?
Clerks 2?
Incorrect.
Was she in Clerks 2?
I don't know, but I think Clerks 2 was a bit earlier than that.
Earlier than that.
Paul Rudd.
Okay, well, I was going a completely different direction, so that answers it. At least I don't think he's in this movie. It's not the Hitman's Bodyguard, is it?
Incorrect.
Well, it's too.
I don't know if Paul Rudd's in that movie or not. Well, the 26. No, because there's another one. There's like the second one.
Yeah, but the Hitman's
Bodyguard's wife.
No, that's funny. That's like recent.
No, but that was the other movie.
Yeah,
that was a sequel. We were just talking about Paul Rudd movies too.
We were.
The soundtrack for this movie has "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go" by George Michael. As well as "It's Your Thing," performed by the Isley Brothers.
I feel like someone's gonna get this. I'm gonna be pissed off.
You were gonna guess something, Mike?
I wasn't gonna guess something. It was just that right before we started filming this episode, I think it was right before, Talladega Nights was on, and when I was turning it off, it was during the credits, and John C. Reilly was singing "Wake Me Up Before You Go."
Is it Zoolander 2?
Incorrect.
Because I was like Zoolander 1.
That movie did come out in 2016, though, dumb.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
And "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go" was in the first one, but I didn't know if they tried to put the same gag.
No, I was like, that's where my brain went, but I never saw it. Was Zoolander 2 good? I never seen it.
I didn't see it.
Oh, is it Role Models?
Incorrect. This movie has an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. That's
okay.
This movie grossed
100 what?
I don't know, just over 140 million with a budget of
on
19
million budget. Yeah.
This film is previously was the highest grossing rated R movie in this genre until it was overtaken in 2020.
And make me do a lot of thinking.
Right? For real. It's just... Fuck, man. Selma Hayek's throwing me off because I can't think of any, besides Eternals, I can't think of a lot of Selma Hayek movies over the last couple of years.
Edward Norton.
I've got...
Edward Norton, huh?
Kristen Wiig.
It's one of those ensemble cast movies.
2016. I feel like that budget. I feel like that return is too low for Bridesmaids. But I'm gonna say Bridesmaids just to get that one out.
That's a good guess.
Incorrect.
That was guy's name. I think he's married to Melissa McCartney.
Man, You've given like big clues too.
So I've given so much information.
No, and like Edward Norton's like another guy who hasn't been doing
Who
like
hasn't
a
been in
shit ton of
anything,
movies. Yeah, like he's been like very quiet the last
I
couple
know.
years. He's starting. It's like
Oh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
Paul Rudd really is like the outlier there.
yeah, but like he could be like a 5-second cameo in whatever they're talking about.
Well, that's
like,
why I keep going like it's not Anchorman 2, right?
Incorrect.
I keep going like, is it a movie where they just show up for a second? Although Paul Rudd was in it.
Bill Hader.
It would have been.
This
It's
is the end,
an
isn't it?
emoji movie.
Guys.
Incorrect.
No, it's rated R. God damn it!
this
gonna
is
be
the end.
something
It's not
stupid.
the end, right?
Did someone guess, or are you just asking questions? I can't hear.
I said
Everyone talked
this
at
is
once.
the end.
Todd guessed
This is the end.
Incorrect.
I don't think Edward Norton's in that movie though, but like
I don't, that
Dom,
that
what
party
was your-
scene
what
at the
was your
beginning
guess?
has a lot of cameos.
it does have a lot. Dom, what was your guess?
I said the Emoji Movie. I was literally just trying to think of things that a million. Oh, is it Sausage Party?
It is indeed Sausage Party. Dom gets the point.
As soon as you started like thinking it out, I'm like, oh yeah, Sausage Party was a movie.
Selma
Yeah.
Hayek's in Sausage Party.
Yeah.
That's a movie I really wanted to see that I never saw.
It apparently
Edward
it
Norton?
apparently
Makes more sense
did fucking
than Edward Norton.
gangbusters.
Edward
Sausage-
Norton's in Sausage
Yeah.
Party. What?
Yeah.
Apparently
Somehow
that
it
movie
makes way more sense than
that
Edward
so to go back to what I said before, where did I read that? Where the fuck did I read that thing about the box office?
I thought that movie was a failure.
Was it rated R? Animated films?
Yes. So Sausage Party
What was
grossed blah 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 against the budget of this highest rated grossing R-rated animated movie of all time, replacing South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut, which held the record for 17 years, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters, which held the record for 9 years.
That was rated R.
Aqua Teen? I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
What was the
Wait,
2020
what was it? Yeah.
What
until it
overtook
was
it?
surpassed in 2020 by Demon Slayer Mugen Train
God damn Demon Slayer.
Weird.
with an
Demon
estimated
Slayer made that much
503 million.
Demon Slayer did make
Worldwide. Yeah.
fucking bank.
Oh, worldwide. Okay.
So yeah, so there you go. Dom gets the
I love
first
that
point.
Fucking Tanjiro, whatever. Fucking, what's her face?
Dom.
I
I feel like
heard
that
that
still
movie
took a
wasn't
while,
funny.
but it definitely
Yeah.
felt easier than it definitely felt smoother than it has in the past.
Definitely quicker too. Definitely quicker. All right. Movie number 2. I have to pivot because I will reveal later why I have to pivot this movie.
Shrek the Musical.
Because at some point I said role models, and Brennan's like, "Well, I can't use that one anymore."
No, at some point you said now you see me too. You fucking piece of shit.
That's a movie.
Why was Now You See Me 2 on your radar? Who was in that?
I don't worry about it.
He's trying to pick movies that like we probably don't know because that's
Sausage Party is a fucking record-holding movie with 1 million people
No,
in
I'm
it.
not talking about Sausage
Dom and I
Party.
have definitely both seen Now You See Me Too. It's just
Movie
never seen
number 2. This 2016
Wait, what the fuck, man?
Oh,
rated
it's
R
from
film.
2016. What was the other movie that he said that definitely came out in 2016?
Zoolander 2.
It's not that, but that was also pick number 3 is pivoted.
It was very quick with that came out in 2016, and I was like, why did you
That's
do that?
information that you should not be privy to,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
offhand.
This 2016 rated R film has a tomato meter of 91% with an audience score of 79%.
So it's on A24 movie because those movies all have an audience score of like 60 and below.
With a budget
I was
of
just trying to throw us off.
with a budget of a cool 50 mil. This
Definitely on
movie
A24.
No, not
took in on worldwide gross of just shy of 63 million.
What was the budget again?
50 million.
Wait, 50 and 63,
62,788.
and it has a tomato meter of 90.
It has a tomato meter of 91.
People like this movie.
What are we dealing with here?
Rated R. I already forgot all of them.
Rated R. It released in May 20th, 2016. Where's my other tab? Damn, no guesses, huh?
No, this is an odd one. This is weird enough that I feel like I should potentially know it offhand.
Yeah, I feel like it won't take very much information, but yeah, it's definitely odd. 2016 rated R. Rated R.
Is it Project X?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I guess I don't need to know what it is, but it's not that movie.
2016.
2016 movies.
Kim Basinger.
Well, this is going to be a tough one because fucking she has barely done movies as well. And it's not 8 Mile.
In Return?
Yeah, one of the Batman films.
LA Confidential. It's not LA Confidential. That's way older.
Yeah, we're just saying wrong movies at this point. So feel free to.
If you pick a movie that's like going on in my head that like, if this is a movie you picked, I'm like confused at where you're getting these picks from. But
2016 films.
No, I know, but this movie in general that he's picking, if it's the one I'm thinking of, there's no way I know the name of it. But it's like.
Rated R. Is it Mamma Mia or Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again?
Incorrect.
Those are not rated R, first of all.
Are they not?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to think of
Those are
something.
like family musicals.
Well, I'm trying to think of something that makes sense to be like highly rated, but nobody went to see.
It's usually like actually that throws me for a loop because I forgot about the highly rated. But usually movies like that are like art house movies that like people fucking just don't see and then people like no one's ever creative.
But it has Kim Basinger.
No one's ever creative anymore.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
I feel pretty confident in saying I believe all three of you have seen this movie.
Yeah, but I see a lot of things. I'm crazy like that. 2016, Michael was just watching shit left and right. He didn't get time was meaningless to him. He was up at 2 a.m. was like, yeah, I'm gonna finish up this movie.
Kim Basinger is throwing me. I think Kim Basinger is what's.
You know what? I will just say I feel like I know we have all at some point talked about this movie, so I'm just gonna say you have all definitely seen this movie at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I wouldn't put it past me.
This action comedy released in 2016.
Action comedy 2016, highly rated, terrible box office return. Maybe it had a big resurgence on streaming platforms. I'm making shit up at this point.
Is it MacGruber?
Is it what?
MacGruber?
MacGruber should be older than that, right?
One of the main actors in this film has appeared in the MCU.
That means nothing because I feel like everyone has at this point.
Yeah, some people are just walking by like a Hollywood studio lot, like, "Hey, you want to be in an MCU movie?" And they're like, "Oh, okay."
All right. Sorry, my hints aren't good enough.
Action comedy.
Like saying that, I mean, granted, like, who's popping up on She-Hulk right now? Like in.
Wait,
Mike, this isn't a war. Actually, I don't know if it's an award. This is a movie that has a very nice critically acclaimed film, and one of the lead actors in the film is in the MCU. I would argue that means that they're not just like fucking popping in, going, "Hey, I'm making an appearance in Moon Knight." Like I would feel maybe that's not the case. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I don't know. I mean, that's Oscar Isaac.
Ethan Hawke.
He was the villain of that series. I would argue that's not just popping in to say hello. Who's making cameos of small stature?
David Otunga.
Shang-Chi guy
Bill
was
Murray.
in She-Hulk.
He's just a. Oh yeah, Bill Murray. There you go.
The Shang-Chi guy was playing Switch in She-Hulk. Did you guys notice that was him playing Switch when they were at the wedding?
No.
Like Simu Liu,
Oh,
you're talking about?
Yeah, it's him. He's playing.
Okay, well,
fucking-
name a Simu Liu movie that isn't Shang-Chi. Like,
Shang-Chi, She-Hulk.
anyways, this movie has won 9 awards and has 34 nominations.
Oscar?
No.
So like Blockbuster Awards and shit.
I mean,
Nickelodeon.
Todd, it has a fucking high critic score. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Wait,
but no, I don't see Oscars on there.
Did you say action comedy?
I did.
It's not The Other Guys, is it?
Incorrect. That was a good movie, though. Has everyone seen that movie?
Other guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it would have been like on television, but
Have you never seen it, Tom?
The Other Guys was which one?
Will Ferrell and
Will
Mark Wahlberg.
Ferrell and
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, I like that movie. That's a good movie. I think that's one of
I
Will
feel like
Ferrell's
it's
best movies.
underappreciated.
100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I think
it's
that's one of his best movies. I don't know if it still holds up. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember liking that movie a lot. I watched it more than once.
Wait,
Let's
what was
see.
the reasoning
Let's
for
see.
2016 movies? Was there a reason behind your
Unless-
picks?
No, that would have. I don't know.
Who says
I was
that's
gonna say
who says that's
Yeah.
the through line? Who says there is even a
I
through
don't know.
line?
I'm not saying it's a through line, but I'm pretty sure when I was like looking up fundamentals of caring to like double check something.
That was 2018.
It's 26. Was
The
2018?
I thought so.
one of the main actors that also appears in the MCU has 37 award wins and 84 nominations, including 3 Academy Awards. I'm sorry, 1 Academy Award and 3 nominations and 1 win. So they've won 1 out of their 3 nominations.
Who was the actor that you said was in this movie?
Why would I tell you that?
Wait,
Kim
okay.
Kim Basinger.
Is it The Other Guys?
Dom literally
I mean,
just fucking.
Sorry, wait, sorry, no. I said that. I meant The Nice Guys.
It is indeed The Nice Guys.
Okay, I can't remember her in that movie though. Like,
I don't remember.
because when you said the Oscars, I'm like, oh, it's Russell Crowe. Like that's immediately what. Is that who you were talking about?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But also there are other Oscar-winning.
No, I
People
know.
in
Oh, wait,
the
are you talking about?
MCU.
Are you talking about? Were you talking about Russell Crowe showing up as Zeus briefly in Thor: Love and Thunder?
Yeah, I never said that he was a. I never said that he was a
Okay.
big role.
You said he was
Okay.
a mainstay.
Never said that.
But, my initial point of like someone just
Mike's
popping
thing was
up,
that he could just pop up.
Yeah, but
up.
I would argue that the hint with Thor 4 is that those characters are definitely coming back. Spoilers.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but I don't see him being much bigger than he was in this movie.
That's fine.
Like,
I also never said that he had a big role. I just said that he was in the MCU.
No.
You said he carried the MCU on his back. I mean, what if that's not a big role? I don't know.
You called him literally the Atlas of the MCU.
All right, Todd gets the point. Let me pull up the third movie that I have to change.
What is Kim Basinger? Like Kim Basinger, it makes sense that she's in that movie because of the time period, but like I don't remember who she is in that movie. Is it the mom? Is it like Russell Crowe? Is it? Who the fuck is she in that?
For movie number 3, we are gonna change this because you fucking pieces of shit.
Because we're too good.
I wouldn't know about. I wouldn't say
I mean,
too
those
good.
points for guessing the movie before you even picked the movie.
Listen, Mike, it's fucking Tomodachi Life all over again.
Mm.
No, if I pick that, no one's gonna get it. I can't pick that movie. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Guys, I'm not trying to get the stumps. You know.
I'm not. I'm sorry you couldn't get fucking Paul Blart, you fucking clown. That is not on me. Oh dear. No. We're not doing that.
Wait, she was the bad guy in The Nice Guys, right? Wasn't she? Kim Basinger? Was she like the bad guy?
Was she
I
the
don't remember.
like not the district attorney, but like someone in?
Yes, she was. No, like that. Yes, that's what
Was.
she was. Yeah. Whatever that role was that she was in.
I don't even know if I can remember.
She was the girl's mother, right?
No, I thought that was the case. Oh, maybe she was. I don't think so though. No, because that was. I don't fucking know. That was Ryan Gosling's daughter in it, wasn't it?
No. She was like the murder.
One
Who
that
ends
they
up
were
being
trying
the
to
murder
protect,
victim.
yeah.
Oh yes,
One that we're
yes,
trying to
yes,
protect.
yes,
She was
yes,
like the.
yes, yep.
All right. Movie number 3 is locked in. I think.
Hey, take your time.
Here we go. This is the one. All right. This 2005 PG-13 movie. Hold on. I meant to pull up the Rotten Tomatoes and I closed it.
2005 is good because I can remember a lot of the shit I did in 2005.
I don't know.
It's like because it's directly after college, so I
I gotcha.
remember like it's like a time period where like I feel like I remember a lot of movies from that time.
So this 2005 PG-13 film, which sits at just over 2 hours, has an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 90% audience score.
Did you say PG-13?
Yes.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Incorrect.
Fuck yeah, you probably.
Lord of the Rings: The Two
man.
Towers.
Incorrect.
Fellowship of the Ring.
This movie
That was before that.
has a budget of $28 million
That's what I was thinking for one of my picks.
and walked home with a worldwide gross of just shy. We're just going to call it $187 million.
Okay.
28, 107,
2,887.
187.
PG-13, 2 hours, just over 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. What was the year again?
Is it
2005.
2005.
Is it Austin Powers Goldmember?
Incorrect.
That was literally going to be my next pick. No lie.
I think our brains work the same on this game.
I feel like all the Austin Powers came
Is it-
before I was.
Is
in
it
high school.
Spider-Man 2?
Incorrect. It's fucking flying.
I guess
in my
the-
face.
I mean,
that-
2 was.
No, I think Spider-Man 2 made way
That's
more money than
before.
that, though.
Well, it also probably would have cost more than that.
Yeah, oh yeah, actually, yeah. That too.
One of the lead actors in this film has 189 award nominations and 70 wins.
Adam Sandler.
I feel like it has to be an Adam Sandler movie too. That's the thing.
Yeah, he got a bunch of nominations for Razzies, and he got them all.
No, but like he always gets like those people in the
Man.
movies though. Like he gets like
He-
fucking Al Pacino and
He
shit.
swept the Razzies the year that Jack and Jill came out. Is it Jack and Jill?
No.
Oh, because I was just gonna say that. I was thinking of
Hold
Al
on.
Pacino, and I'm like,
Todd's
fuck.
like, oh, I can name drop Jack and Jill, but what's Paul Blart? Get the fuck out of here.
No, because I know Al Pacino's in that movie. That's the only reason I know anything about
All right,
Jack and Jill.
Duncan
Why
Chino,
would he
get
be
out
in
of
that?
here.
I remember I was like, why would he be in that movie? Like, why would he do that to himself?
He played the love interest.
This movie has 48 award nominations and has won 45 of them.
It's a lot of Razzies.
Made 189 million, so it's clearly successful.
Including 3 Oscars.
Titanic 2.
Oscars, so now you're
3
throwing me off.
Oscar W's.
I'm
And
sorry. Did you say Titanic
and
too?
2 other Oscar nominations.
PG-13, and it was an Oscar winner. Ooh, that's like very. I feel like that's rare.
I don't know enough to refute that, but I feel like it's wrong.
Todd just really thinks that if it doesn't have
Listen,
guns,
go
blow
back
me
to the
up,
best
shoot me up,
actor-
fucking swear,
go
it's
back
not
to the
good,
best
Mike.
actor and actress over the last like 5 years, and tell me if any of those movies were PG-13.
I just said Titanic. That was a PG-rated film.
That didn't win any Oscars.
No, I think it was
like,
PG-13.
actors.
That was the first time I saw boobies on TV, on movies. That's not true. I think I saw them in Hackers. I have to think about that. What was I seeing Hackers in 1995?
One of the
Hackers
other
was-
lead
that sounds about right.
lead actors.
Who was the first
I guess
lead
I'll say
actor
lead
you said?
actress, huh?
Who was the first actor you said?
I never
They
said an
just
actor.
have a lot of awards,
Oh.
180
Oh,
nominations or
awards,
something
okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
One of the other lead roles in the film has 121 award nominations and has won 57 of them, including 2 Oscar, 1 win and 1 nominee. What are you supposed to say?
Meet the Parents.
How are you supposed to
Meet the
say
Parents.
that if they have
Meet the
1 and
Parents,
1?
I
It is
guess.
not Meet the Parents. It is not Meet the
Is it Meet the
Fockers.
Fockers? Is it Little Fockers?
No.
Meet the Parents.
Is
Actually, no,
it-
Meet the
You
Parents. Meet
really
the
want this to be
Parents
Al
was-
Pacino, huh?
I want to say Meet the Parents was like
No, that's De Niro.
2001 or 2002.
Is it X3?
No.
X3 would not get that many things. It would also cost more.
Oh, I forgot that it won nominations.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that between McKellen and Stewart, there was probably a lot of nominations.
Damn.
2004. 2004 or 2005?
2005.
5.
2005.
Give us an actor. Come on.
I've given you some heavy stats on 2 of the main people in this film.
Yeah, but like that awards mean nothing though, because like there's plenty of people
All
who
right,
won.
Todd wants an
plenty of awards.
extra. He's getting one. Shooter Jennings.
Okay.
There you go.
Shooter McGavin? Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Clay Stakely.
Who?
Jonathan
Wait.
Rice.
Jonathan Rice sounds familiar.
None of the rest does sound
Brenden has to
familiar.
go to the bottom of the barrel because he's like, listen, if I even say that this fucking stars Ewan McGregor, I'm fucked. 2005 would have been Revenge of the Sith, but I don't think it would have gotten. I think it would cost more, would have made more.
Yeah, but both of what you said.
Jennifer Goodwin.
Oh, she's
She's an
Snow
actress.
White in. She's the Snow White in the
TV show.
Once Upon a Time show. Yeah, but I only know she's in that and some new show on Paramount Plus. I don't actually know her filmography in any capacity.
Is it he's just not that into you?
Are these movies,
Fucking-
could they actually be Oscar, as many awards tied to them as you guys
Oh,
are
no,
saying?
but that's a fucking
I
great
keep
movie.
forgetting about that
That's-
clue,
that's
honestly.
that's a Jay
It's just an
Baruchel movie,
ensemble
right?
cast, so I figure there's a
Is
lot
that-
of
Is that Jay
nominations there.
Baruchel? Like that? Is
Jay
that, like,
Baruchel, yeah.
Dude, that movie's like so underrated. It's so
Yeah.
fucking good.
There's
It
a lot of
really
people
is.
in it.
Here's some
Yes,
film
it's a great
trivia about this movie. Co-writer and director James Mangold said that the
Oh,
two...
James Mangold.
That's
That
the name I
must
know.
mean like it's Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was thinking about something else.
Co-writer and director James Mangold said that the 2 leads developed a very codependent relationship during filming. According to him, after the filming wrapped, this lead admitted that he and the other lead had relied on each other so much that they made a secret pact. The deal was that if one of them left or dropped out, the other would leave the film as well.
Is it
Brokeback
called- is it
Mountain?
No. Did you both just
October
say that?
Sky?
No.
Oh,
It was neither of those.
James Mangold, director of Logan.
Yeah, didn't X3?
You already said that. It is not that movie.
X3 is not.
No, I said
Again,
X2.
X3 is not getting
This
no.
game had this game.
Hey,
This
is-
movie has Oscar
Tobey
wins
Maguire in
attached
this
to
movie?
it. Huh?
Yeah, but I
Tobey
can't.
Maguire
I
in
don't.
this movie?
Huh?
Is it the Cider House Rules?
No.
Yeah, that's the movie I was trying to think of.
X3 getting. No. What is wrong with you?
He said awards. Oh no, he did say Oscars, didn't he?
It has other awards, but yes, it does have Oscar nominations and wins tied to it.
To this
not-
film, right? Not to the actors.
All 3. The film
Okay.
and the 2 actors I talked about have Oscar noms and wins among many other awards and nominations.
Give us a big actor so we can get this.
I can't.
Oh, you can't?
No.
It's really that obvious?
Yes.
It stars John Wilkes Booth. Oh, of course.
What about the director? Does that give it away too? Or is
I
it James
literally
Mangold
just
was
told you the director.
James Mangold,
It was James Mangold. Oh, I thought you said he was a writer. I didn't think it was a.
writer and director.
Yes. There is another writer, but I don't think that will help anybody.
Kiva Golden.
PG-13.
Yeah, I don't think if I give you literally any other actor or actress in this movie that it would help. And I am not giving you either of the leads.
You said it would or would help.
It would not help.
Just give us. All right, then just start listening.
I already did. I listed the third one,
like
Jennifer Goodwin.
Give us a second billing.
I cannot give you the two leads.
You don't have to give us the two. Give us the fourth.
Robert Patrick.
Okay.
Do you want me to keep going?
Give me a second. Let me think about it.
Wait, do you know this? Who I'm talking? Oh wait, yeah, he's in. He's
We were
he's
literally
in
just talking
Terminator.
about Robert Patrick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's your through line.
PG-13 though. Fuck, it's not Copland.
Dallas Roberts, Dan John Miller, Larry Bagby. Sorry.
Jason.
Shelby Lynn. This one I feel like I can't read because I think this is notable to the plot of the film. It is indeed Walk the Line.
Shut the fuck up. Wow. I was not expecting you to pick a movie like that, but it's fucking random.
The through line is...
Why did I think... What just made me think of Walk the Line, though?
I walk the line.
I don't know why I Walk the Line.
Todd fucking Googling shit. He's cheating. That ends the week.
Look at my camera. Look at my computer. That's my
with
computer.
Dom at 50, Todd at 44, Mike at 32. Thank you all so much for listening, hanging out. Make sure you watch the Little Shop of Horrors. The through line initially was just going to be because the movie we watched is a comedy. It was going to be 2016 comedies. But then when we had named a bunch of 2016 comedies, I was like, no, we're moving away from this. So I went from...
He was like, they're too good at this game.
Yeah, they're too good. They're guessing them before the fucking game starts.
I feel like if you named one of the lead actors, we probably still wouldn't have gotten it right away.
If I said Joaquin Phoenix, you wouldn't have gotten there quicker? Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know.
I probably would have gotten it. I haven't watched the movie.
And I feel like you definitely would have got it if I said Reese Witherspoon.
I wouldn't have gotten it if you said Reese.
It wouldn't have been my
if
first
guess. If you said Reese Witherspoon, I wouldn't have probably got it. Maybe Joaquin.
What you guys? Can you think of other Reese Witherspoon roles that you would even think would?
I did not know she was in the movie.
Fear.
I never watched it, so I didn't
Legally
know.
Blonde. Legally Blonde.
Oscar film. It's not Legally Blonde. Would if I said Tyler Hilton, would that have given anything away to anyone?
No.
He plays Elvis in the movie. I don't know if that's like a notable thing. I've seen the movie before. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, so really long time ago.
People who played Elvis in films, and I probably would have seen him play him in that movie, but that name did not stay.
But there was a way that I got to comedy to 2016 comedy, but then I had to pivot because I didn't want to do another one because I feel like we were just talking about too much 2016 movies.
Did you Walk Hard?
No, I went Russell Crowe.
Joaquin Phoenix was in Gladiator.
Exactly.
Crowe,
exactly.
therefore.
Yeah, that's how I got there. That's what it was. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening, watching, hanging out. Follow us, leave us a review, do all those lovely
Copland
things.
was also James Mangold, by the way.
Wait, Copland was?
Copland. Copland.
Yeah. Fucking amazing movie.
I initially didn't say director because this is like a biopic sort of, or a biography, or whatever the fuck it's considered. I didn't know if that director typically does that. So then when I did say James Mangold and Mike was like, "Oh, it's him," I was like, "Fuck, did I just give it away too easy?" I didn't know if like he did specific movies or something, so I didn't say.
And did you know that Copland is where we always quote that? I gave you a chance and you blew it, Mr. De Niro.
I have no idea. Sure, I guess. I mean, I believe you. But anyways, thank you all so much. Until next time.